Well, we're in queue. We've been in this queue how long, Leo?
About an hour and a half.
We've been in queue about an hour and a half. It says accessible parking. It's accessible, all right, to queue about 2 hours, or at least we're here. So next job is get out of this queue and then bank 10. And then, you're not on beers already, are you, Leo?
Not the end pop, is it?
Oh, it's all right then. It's not, don't count, does it? Now. That's all right.
I'll get you one. It's star at show, you. Not yet.
Alright everybody, how we going? We're here, we made it. It's download, haven't we caught Leo with me? So I thought I'd go for a walk and we need to book in and get his wristbands on and shit. So here we go.
Look at this flag here. Can't see it, can you? Look at this flag, McLovin flag. I love it all, flags. Is it? Are we here?
We went to download, didn't we, a couple of years ago? 2 years ago, we watched Metallica. It was absolutely phenomenal. And between then, I'd not been to download since Monsters of Rock, which was ages ago. And they changed it to download in 2003, and they call it download. They did. And do you know the reason why it's called download?
No.
It's because exactly at the time people were downloading music, and probably that was the thing at the time, weren't it? I think people still are, aren't they, I guess?
See it, city. It's all happening.
Now we need to get his wristbands, don't we?
That's what I'm saying.
Right, hang on. Alright then. We're in here, aren't we?
Back up here, so we walked back up here, walk in the loop, and it's shut anyway.
Yeah, it shut about half an hour after we went and bought.
3 different people couldn't tell me that though.
They should
Yeah.
have said, shouldn't they?
And the guy at box office was so condescending. Like, just pissed me off.
It's an arsehole. They're not all arseholes though, they're doing the
Yeah,
job.
it's literally like 2 doors up. Alright then.
Wow, I've just walked down for a little walk to finish this quick vlog off first day at download. We managed to get set up alright. Tent went up. We've got Leah, Jade and Alex, they're helping us. We're on accessible parking site, so it's all nice and flat ground and not too hilly, which is perfect for me. I've got my own little tent as well that I can creep off to if I get overwhelmed with anxiety or all like that, because obviously there's over 100,000 people here, and as much as I want to see all my favourite bands and things, there might be a couple of times where I just want an hour. But I've come down here just to show you this. It's unbelievable. This is like a ghost town. I can't actually believe it. You'll never ever see it this quiet, ever. It's unbelievable. There's rides, there's circus rides, there's a big wheel thing. It's just unreal. When you look at size at stage here, it's absolutely incredible. It's got to be probably one of the biggest rock concerts, certainly in England. It's got to be. And it's steeped in history. It's absolutely steeped in history, this place. I remember when I came here first, it was called Monsters of Rock, 1988, 20th of August. I were only a young and I were about, 14, 15. And my dad, bless him, he brought me here and dropped me off with 3 friends and then went. Unbelievable. And I got to see Iron Maiden, I got to see Kiss, Dave Lee Roth, Megadeth, Guns N' Roses. Oh, it was absolutely phenomenal. Words can't explain what it was like, especially at that age. And I might be looking back with rose-tinted glasses, but that you've got to admit that's a pretty bloody nostalgic lineup, isn't it? Gosh, I didn't really know much about Dave Lee Roth. I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about him. And we're right at front, because I wanted to be at front for Iron Maiden, so we're at front all morning. And it was tight, and there were some fatalities unfortunately in 88. The crowd control weren't amazing and people sadly lost their lives. That's another thing. So imagine my dad at home hearing about that and thinking, I wonder if it's my son that's got crushed. And he said when he picked me up, because he picked me up that night, he said, thank God you're here still. And you and your friends, imagine that on your dad. You get him to drop you off and a couple of your friends die. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's so tragic. Then people have got their lives in front of them. But look here,
That is what it's all about, Cocker. Look at that big, glorious swine. And I don't even know if I should be on here, but I'm here. And I'm right up close with camera. And look at them. They're still building stage then, or what? That's unbelievable. And these leads, they must have cost a few bob them, haven't they? Hey, she's not going to be too pleased, is she? What's her face? That's been locked up.
So it were a phenomenal day back in '88. Things that you hear about it being feverish and no room, and you were cramped and you were really tightly crushed in. Like I say, it was dusty, red hot. My first concert was that. My first big concert was that. My word, it absolutely blew me away, and I've never stopped loving metal since. I've had my phases with other music, but I've always gone back to metal.
Just look here. I wonder how far they'd let me walk up to stage. Hey, shall I get on stage? They're just going to let me walk straight up onto the stage, I think. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? The calm before the storm, eh? Let me tell you, this place is going to be rammed. Planes are landing now. Got last few seats at show. Look at Big Top here, look. There's circus in town. No, that's another little. That's an arena, isn't it, for bands and stuff to play on? Because all this is going to be absolutely packed. And the guys down there, I've had a word with them. They said they're going to make sure it's an extra special one for you. Straight. See, I told you about people working nights and odd shifts. They're brilliant stuff here, you know. There's Bob and his mate John. They're on cranes. They've come in, clocked in. They went, "Where are we tonight?" They went, "Can you jump on cranes, Cock? Just got a bit of building to do." No problem. We've got licenses. There's people up there that's just getting your wristbands out, friendly as old. Alright, Alio didn't take kindly to one. She was a bit rude, but hey, you don't know what type of day they've had, do you? You never know. I should tell him that when I get in. You never know what people have got going on. They might have had some right shit houses in having a go at them. Ooh, this band's too tight. You never know, do you? Pizza place there. Now, if I'm right, there it is. Well, I go to hell. Now then, noodle bar here. See if I can zoom in. How's the zoom in on this? I don't know. You'll have to take my word for it. That noodle bar's decent. For about 10-12 quid you can get 3 or 4 different things on a tray, or you could last time over here. A nice snap. Different, innit? Because sometimes you get fed up a barbecue. We've got a little barbecue going, and we'll have us burgers and stuff. Sometimes you want a bit of a treat and not cook, don't you? Hey, that's another thing. Somebody at next tent got friends coming. Last minute job. They've got 5 nights camping for 55 quid. And when you've got your camping and everything, you're in for all. So we'll get to see all bands and that. 55 notes. It might be worth hanging on next year, you never know, do you? But you don't want to be missing out, do you? Ooh, freedom to missing out. Yeah, so it's just peaceful. Yeah, so it's very, very peaceful. Very peaceful indeed. And we're all waiting for it kicking off. In a good way. I just thought I'd bring it out for a different type of stroll. Oh! Yeah, I'm going to have a peek in here if I can. Look at that. Unbelievable. Quiet before the storm, this. This is one of inside. That's one of inside venues. That's the what I showed you off that hill that looked a bit like a circus tent. I've just been speaking to a couple of nice security people that are on, and they said, we're not chucking you off, don't worry. I says, no, it's, I'll go if I need to.
And we got chatting, and I spoke to him about when I first came in '88 and the tragedy of the 3 kids that got crushed, or 3 people, I don't know if they were actually adolescent or not. And he said, interestingly enough, after the event, they've pioneered a barrier called a mojo barrier, and it were invented by the people either at Monsters of Rock or Download associated with this festival. It was a pioneering invention, the mojo barrier, and it's actually got a plate on it so it can't tip over, and it's anti-crush, so there's a bit of give in it, I think, and the way they said it works is fantastic, so that adds to safety. And obviously if you look now, there's lots of different zones off, so you would never get a crushing like in '88. There's a lot more crowd control, a lot more people here, it's a lot more organised, obviously. And I guess at time it were organised really well, but they didn't anticipate that happening. But yeah, this mojo stand is actually something that's used in other festivals, so that's the good that's come out of it, you know, if there's something good out of that. Big wheel here. There's absolutely no way you're going to catch me on that bugger. I just don't see it. I don't see why you'd... I suppose if you were high up you could see... It's a bit far away though, isn't it, for looking at band, but nevertheless people do go on it and it does get quite busy. Look at this. Wow, I've never seen this before. Unbelievable. What's these? Graveyards. Right, I'm back in tent now. I've had a walk around. It's getting cold. It really is drawing cold now, so I've got a sleeping bag off. I don't know how you did it, Jimmy, sleeping in that little van. Bloody hell. But you can't see a thing in here either, no lights on. Leo's gone to watch a bit of wrestling. Wrestling? You can't believe it, can you? There's all sorts happening here. So, yeah, I'll draw an end to the night, and we'll see you tomorrow for round 2. Oh, thanks for watching. See ya.